Hey there, it's me, Ruben Garcia, and I'm here to speak to all of y'all, including parents, young kids, and every single one of y'all here listening to me. The reason that I'm here to talk to y'all, it's about global warming. Well, first of all, I want to introduce a brief story. When I grew up in a society, we can say a Mexican society, where young kids were taught by parents to throw away the trash. Like, if there was no space on the trash can, just to leave it on the side. The fact is that that trash that was placed on the side, it wasn't going to be taken to the waste container or where the waste is at the trash fields and everything. So what ended up happening was that some parents taught their kids to just light up the trash. And what ended up going on is that that trash which was burning, it was making some smoke. And my question is, where do you think that smoke will go? Yes, to the atmosphere. Here's my question: why should we care about global warming? Well, global warming is known to be the silent crisis. Why? Because global warming is affecting us second after second. You wonder why there have been like many natural disasters such as hurricanes, earthquakes, and all of those flooding happening where all of us we have to unite some sources and take them up there to where our our fellow citizens need those sources. But why do you think that happened? Well, yes, we're the reason why that is happening, and we need to pay attention to that. Why? Because in a long way, it's gonna affect us. Well, not our parents, but the newer generations. How? Because if those levels of CO2 and all of those green gases keep on rising, it's gonna affect the ozone cap. Then the heat is gonna be trapped in the air atmosphere. That's gonna increase the temperatures. But it is important to keep in mind that young kids should be educated based on global warming, the effects and the causes. The reason for that is that we can prevent all of that. We can all work together and fight that. There has been like so many facts about how global warming has been affecting us, and some of those are that the carbon dioxide levels have been increasing by 409 parts per million. The carbon dioxide levels on the air are at their highest in 650,000 years. Can you imagine that? How we have been destroying our planet. The global temperature has been increasing by 1.8 degree Fahrenheit since 1880, which this means that it has been 17 years of 18 the most warmest years happening since ever. The Arctic ice, all that ice, we'll know where the Antarctica is, the poles, we know that it is. We're supposed to be engaged in all of that because, there's animals living there. What will happen if all of that ice melts? They will extinguish, such as the polar bears and all of that. However, it has been decreasing by 12.8% per decade. The ice caps have been decreasing by 413 gigatons per year. and the sea level has been increasing by 3.2 millimeters per year. It has the level has risen by 7 inches in the past 100 years. Can you imagine that? 7 inches is about this. Can you imagine that? Like, what will happen in the in 100 years more from now? How's that gonna increase? That's gonna the rate's gonna increase even more. Why? Because we're not listening. Factories, the factory market has been growing and growing and growing, but they're not listening to the fact that they're the burning of fossil fuels and all the gases that they expose to the atmosphere is gonna affect us in a long way. However, there there are many ways to prevent this, such as green power. Green power, which is we can use eolic source energy. How does it work? Have you all seen all of those big, or just call it fans? They have they're humongous. They're huge. Well, those fans they produce we can say ecological energy, but but now on young kids they ignore that. All they want to do is stay focused on the electronics. They want to play, they want to use the TV, they want to watch movies, and they want to do whatever is beneficial for them, but they are using energy. Hold up. Now we can talk to them, okay, and teach them since they are young. We can teach them on how to regulate the usage of energy. If they use it for an hour per day, that won't affect that much. I'm saying this because they don't even know where that energy comes from. That energy comes from thermoelectric plants, which they, oh my god, I cannot say how much gas they expose to the atmosphere. And even though the government supports them, but like mm, they might be those plants will be gone in some years. Why? Because now some scientists are going hardcore on the government and talking on how those gases which are exposed by the thermoelectric plants they're gonna affect us and affect the government by paying lots of millions. However, I just want to say that we should care about our planet. Why? Because it's where we live. We don't wanna we don't wanna have a a bad like weather because seasons are changing. The cycle is rolling over. Why? Because of the climate change. We want a better future for newer generations. We want them to be successful. However, they should be educated at home and at school on how to prevent global warming. They should have free periods to find different ways to prevent for their how can I say it, for their methods to prevent all of that. Well, with all that said, I want to thank you all for listening to me. I would like to hear some comments from you all and some opinions on how global warming is changing our world. And we want to do what we all want to do is get that nickname, which is the silent crisis. We want to eradicate that nickname and just live it away. We want our planet to be healthy, and we want to be careful. and we want to protect it from any natural disaster. We don't want any more natural disasters. As we all know, as we all have seen on the TV and on the news, how different on different parts of the world they're suffering because of the earthquakes, floodings, and all of that. Many people has been losing their homes, and some of them have has passed away. Let's be let's be proficient. Let's all work together. Thank you.